So अविनाश, माझो आनी तुजो सारको फेवरेट एक्टिविटी म्हणटा ती टेस्टिंग. पूण आज तुजी खरेंच काकूच.
So no problem.
Because I am going to finish everything.
Especially तुझ्या खातीर डिशेस केल्ले हांवें.
Wait, Avinash. I think you can fill your stomach with a naan.
Yes.
I'm going to roast it like this. Nice it is. म्हाका एक सांग नमिता, हातून आतां कुल्ल्यो घाल्या न्ही. त्यात असलो व्हेज मनीस आनी कितें घालूं शकता?
हय हय हय, तातूंत आमी वेज भाजी घालपाक शकता सगळी. एक वेज शाकुती म्हणटात ताका. मागीर पनीर घालून करूंक शकता. तर जायते आयटम करपाक शकता.
You can try at home. You can
हो शाकुती मसाला कुल्ल्याकूच न्हय तर सगळ्या आयटमांक यूज जाता.
सगळ्या आयटमांक यूज जाता. खरेंच बरें आसा. टेस्ट इज व्हेरी युनिक. आनी म्हाका दिसता ह्या खडपी कुल्ल्यांची टेस्टूय मातशी बरी आसता.
हय, तांची मातशी वेगळीच आसता. कित्याक तांकां मांसूय मातशें मोठें आसता आनी हे भरलेली आसता. मसान भरलेले आसता, पक्यो अशें आसना.
म्हाका दिसता पावसाच्या दिसांनी कुल्ल्यांक चड डिमांड आसता. अशें त्याच दिसांनी मेळटा.
अविनाश, म्हाका तूं कुल्ल्यो केन्ना दी. आय विल ईट कुल्ल्यो एनी टायम. नमिता, ही डीश म्हाका तुजी खूब आवडली. कुल्ल्यो म्हणजे हांवें फर्स्ट टायम घाल्ल्या रवा फ्राय.
ओके.
सो म्हाका दिसता तुमी घरा ट्राय करून पळया. नमितान एकदम व्हेरी सिंपल अशा लँग्वेजीन तुमकां शिकयल्या.
सोपी आहे एकदम.
व्हेरी सामकी सोपी आसा. सो यू आर ट्राय एट होम.
तुमच्या बरोबर आसात शेफ रणजीत. वेलकम.
Hello, welcome. Hi, welcome.
So what's the dish today?
Okay, today what we are making is a mango cheesecake, and this is a very simple dish that you can make at home. There's minimal cooking that happens here. Very easily available ingredients, as you can see. So I can just go through the ingredients for you. The first thing that we have is biscuit. Okay. These are digestive biscuits, which is basically Marie biscuits. Yes, which have been crushed. So what I do is I take around tablespoonful of Marie biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on how much you want to do, how many portions you want to do. So I take Marie biscuits here, and then I have some melted butter. Now the butter, what it actually does is it binds the biscuit together, and when you freeze the cake, what happens is it sets. So once you're serving the cake, it doesn't crumble. So what I'm basically doing is just mixing the butter and the biscuit crumbs together so that they form a kind of a crumbly texture. Yes, depending on how much you take, you need to adjust the consistency, right? So more or less it should come together, right? So that's basically done, as you can see.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can take some other biscuits other than
preferably the biscuit should be bland in flavor, not too much of sugar, not too much of salt. A little bit of sugar is fine. If you wish to take chocolate biscuits, you can take chocolate biscuits because that also gives you some color there. Yeah, so you can take those biscuits, but basically biscuits have a neutral flavor. That would, okay. So what I do is I take a tin. I have this tin which has a detachable base. So what does that do is you're helping the cake to come out easily. Fine. So what I do is I just take this and I put it in the mold. So what happens is I line the mold with my biscuit crumbs. Fine. Just make sure that it goes nice and even, because once you demold the cake, it has to have a nice clean finish. Fine. So this, once it's done, try and press it as much as you can, because the firmer it gets, the better it is going to be for you. Yeah. So this is what it actually looks like, and this needs to go in the fridge and set for around half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Only the
what
biscuits
happens?
and the butter.
Yeah. So what happens once the butter is cooled? The butter hardens.
Okay.
Yeah. So that helps it set. So this needs to go in the refrigerator for around half an hour. The next step would be basically mixing of the cheesecake mixture, right? So what we have here is I take a bowl. In my bowl, I take in some yogurt. Now yogurt is basically plain simple curd, which has been hung. Yes, now we need to hang the curd. To hang the curd is basically to remove all the excess of water.
I think you get ready-made also.
Yes, you can buy ready-made curd or you can use cheese cream cheese. There's something called as cream cheese which is available in the market, so you can use that also.
Okay.
Yeah. In case that's not easily available, the simplest thing that you can do is take yogurt, right? So you take yogurt and you hang it for around an hour and a half, so that most of the water gets drained off.
Okay.
Right? So what that does is it helps in setting the cake properly.
Okay.
Otherwise it's going to be watery. So what you need to be careful is removing the excess of water. Fine? So again, make sure that the yogurt is not too very sour. Alright, because if it's too sour, your cheesecake is going to be very sour. So what I do is I take in the yogurt, I take in some powdered sugar.
Okay.
So I put in again, for around 1 cup of yogurt, I have taken around 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Yeah, that basically I think each individual can decide
Yes. Of
how
course.
sweeter.
Yes, how sweeter. But again, when you're cooking continental food, you need to make sure that it's not too very, the flavors are not too very strong. Again, things like a cheesecake, it shouldn't be very strong, it shouldn't be very sweet. So what we have here is we have basically taken the yogurt and the sugar and then we've mixed it all together.
Okay.
Next, what we do is we take the mango pulp, right? So we add in the mango pulp. Again, you're not too sure with the flavors, you can scale it up and use it. Yeah. But usually the consistency and the color says whether it's enough or not.
Okay. And what should be the consistency?
It has to be light yellow in color. Now, depending on what mango you're using, now if the mangoes are something like an Alfonso, which is more on the sweeter side, then you would use a little lesser, but then the color is slightly lighter.
Okay.
But whereas if you use a local Mankura, then it would be slightly darker color. Yeah, and it has that slight sour tinge to it. Yeah, so that would depend on the kind of mango. In case you want to do this during the off season, wherein the mangoes are not there, you can use plain mango pulp that is readily available in tins. Right? So the mango pulp has gone in. Now this is gelatin that I have taken. Now you would require around 2 teaspoons of gelatin. That's around 10 grams of gelatin, which I have dissolved in hot water or warm water. Yeah? So you just take the gelatin, add in
It
some water.
shouldn't be cooked.
You want to keep it on fire, you can keep it till just the gelatin dissolves. That's about it. Yeah? So I take in the gelatin and I add in another teaspoonful of gelatin. Now what does the gelatin do is basically it helps the cake set.
To set, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
अविनाश योगर्ट मँगो ते दोनूय मिक्सचर जावन एक बरो वास येवंक लागलेलो आसा.
आणि इझिली आसा घराकडे.
Yeah.
Gelatin सोडले जाल्यार easily
And as chef has said, in case of off season, you can use the ready-made pulp also.
Yes.
So you all can enjoy mango cheesecake throughout the year.
Okay. Now we have something called as a local amrakhand, Shrikhand and amrakhand.
Yes,
Now
yes.
Shrikhand is basically again hung yogurt and sugar with some flavoring like cardamom and things like that added. This is a little finished version of that, a little refined version of the same amrakhand where you make it a little lighter and you do something else. Yeah, whipped cream. Okay, so the whipped cream, what it again does is it helps it lighten your cake. So this is whipped cream. I'm putting around 2 and 2.5 tablespoon of whipped cream. Now once the whipped cream you add, you don't make sure that you don't mix it too roughly. You need to fold in the whipped cream. What does that do is it helps in retaining the lightness of your cake. So once this is done, and one more thing that you need to remember is that when you're adding the gelatin, make sure that all the ingredients are at the room temperature. Otherwise what's going to happen is if the gelatin is at room temperature and your cream or yogurt is at slightly cooler, the moment you add in your gelatin, what's going to happen is it's going to set there itself.
Okay.
So eventually you won't end up with a nice smooth cheesecake. What you're going to end up with lumps in between, which is not very appealing, right?
So this is very important for our viewers to keep in mind that all the ingredients should be at the room temperature.
And make sure that the whipped cream needs to be chilled all the time, but so make sure that you do not remove the whipped cream well in advance and keep as it's going to become watery.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we have our mixture that is now ready. I take the set biscuit base, yes, which has been setting for a good half an hour, and what I do is I pour in my mixture right on top.
Okay, now chef, one question is that yogurt is compulsory ingredient in cheesecake?
Yes, you have to.
because there are many people like my sister who doesn't like yogurt, so there is no other option.
As I said, you can use cream cheese, but again, it is a dairy product. Again, it is not as salty as cheese, but then it would have slightly cheesy flavor.
Okay, that we can use directly, or
Yes, you can use it directly out of the package. Yeah. So that's done, and now we are ready to set this cheesecake for around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
Oh my
Yes?
god, through 2 hours we need to wait.
Yes, because otherwise you want to hurry up the process. You can increase the quantity of gelatin.
Gelatin.
But then what's going to happen is it's going to become rubbery.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the
So
more the
I think,
gelatin, the more the rubbery it tends to become. So
Okay.
you're
I
running
think
short on time.
we'll wait for 2 hours.
Yeah. All right. Now here, after around good 2 to 3 hours of chilling, our cheesecake is ready. As you can see, it's nice and set. Yes.
Yeah, it's better to wait for 2 hours and take the original taste of the cake. Okay.
Okay. And then, as I said, the base has to be detachable. So what happens is you can easily
Oh.
demold the cake, right? So it comes out of the mold and it sits here. So it's nice and set. You can see the base there.
Yes.
Okay. And then you just need to separate the cake from the base, which is there. So you just slide your knife off, and so here you have your cheesecake, which is done. And then the final thing is your presentation. Now, how you do your presentation depends absolutely on what you like, what you don't like. You can use anything. You can use fresh mango, as I have here. You can use cherries. You can use mango pulp. You can use whatever you wish to. The choice is unlimited. Yeah. So what we can do is we can just slice a piece of the cake here. Alright, so what we have done is we've just done the plating of the cheesecake. It's just nothing but plain mango puree or mango pulp with the cheesecake, and as I said, the garnishing options are innumerable. So what I have here is basically just 2 cherries that may sit on top, that may sit on the side, depending, just a leaf of mint, and there you have your mango cheesecake. Another option is you have something called as the sabja. Yeah. So just to add a little bit of color and to add a little bit of texture, what you do is you just pour it a little on top, and that's okay. So there you have it, your mango cheesecake all ready to you.
Avinash, I think you should taste it first. Avinash, तुझी एक मजा असा था because there is no egg. So this was our yet another journey in search of good food and only good food.
आम्ही जे तुमका डिशेस दाखवल्यो ते तुम्ही घराकडे करून पळयात आणि आमका सांगात त्यो कशो जाल्यात त्यो.
You can contact us at features@prudentmedia.in.
आता तुमका सगळ्यांक बाय बाय.
Bite, eat and stay connected with us.
आणि अशो नवीन नवीन डिशेस तुमच्या मुखार आम्ही घेऊन येत रावतले. पण एक काम करा, दर शुक्रारा सांजे 7:30 वरांचेर आणि 9:30 वरांचेर बाईट इट प्रोग्राम मात्र पळोवपाक विसरू नाका.
या फावट बाईट इट चुकला आसत जाल्यार लॉग इन टू www.prudentmedia.in.
Keep watching
Prudent.
पयलीं कितें तें जाल्यार सांगतात ते
स्पेशली तुझ्या खातीर डिशेस केल्ले हांवें. त्याच दिसांनी मेळटा.